Hi there folks, this is Roberto Jockanello reporting on last week's Spanish MotoGP in Jerez. Codger has been celebrating for the last 24 hours or so, so he's a little worse for wear, and I've been asked to step in at the last minute just to cover things off. Choosing a couple of riders was made more difficult this week due to the mixed conditions on Saturday's sprint race. It didn't allow for a true evaluation of any of the riders or to give us an idea of what to expect on Sunday's hot dry race. On top of that, lots of the riders received penalties or were carrying injuries. However, for the main race, Codger went with Alex Marquez as his first choice and Marco Bezzecchi as his second. I went with Marc Marquez and Fabio Di Giannantonio. This week's winner was Codger with a total of 6 points to my big fat 0 because his riders finished in first and second ahead of mine. In the main race, Mark fell off, which may have been karma for something that I'll get back to in a minute, and Digia did podium in third. That means that Codger now leads the championship with 14 points, just 1 point ahead of me on 13. This will be the first time that Codger has been ahead this season, and that's why he's got a hangover today. If you don't understand how the scoring system for our annual GP head-to-head works, then that makes two of us. But Codger's explained it in a previous video, which I'll link above. It was a controversial race weekend with many penalties handed out over the 3 days of the event. On Saturday's sprint race, the heavens opened just over halfway through and it had already been declared a flag to flag, which meant that riders could come in and swap for a bike with a wet setup if they felt they needed to. Marc Marquez passed the pit lane entrance with 5 laps to go, and then he crashed out into the gravel before remounting and riding back across the track and into the pit lane, where he swapped bikes and went on to win the race. Now, I know that I'm probably about to open a can of worms when I say this, but I think that Marc Marquez should have received a penalty on Saturday for what he did. I don't think that what Marc did on Saturday was right. Yes, it was within the rules as they were read, but there were huge gaping holes in those rules, and I'm sure that the rules will change to reflect that in future. We've been told that he didn't break any rules and he didn't go against the wishes of the trackside marshals, which, well, what would you expect? We were in Spain and he's a god. And that he did wait for everyone else to pass before making a safe crossing and entering the pit lane outside of the 60km/h speed limit. Personally, I don't see what is safe about riding your bike back to the corner that you just crashed off and then waiting for other motorcycles to pass you at the same place. Any of those riders could have just as easily come off and done the same thing, leaving him no time to get out of his way. Controversial? Please discuss. Anyway, that's your MotoGP 2026 at Jerez update from me, and hopefully Codger's Champagne Supernova hangover will have passed in time to allow him to cover the next race in Le Mans. Until then, take care and stay rubber side down.